Choo-choo. I am recording. Hello, Literal Rascals. We're back. We're back to the pirates at hand. Mateys.
Arr, arr.
All hands on deck. I'm gonna do a sound check. Really?
Okay,
Can
I
you
hear it.
everybody hear?
Yes, sounds good.
Yeah.
Good deal.
Sounds good. Perfect.
What about this one?
Yes.
Very well.
Yep. Perfect
Good, good,
volume.
good.
It's good. Really good.
All right. Well, hello, and I am pleased to announce that we have another song.
Oh Lord.
And I
Okay, can I
cannot
just say,
wait. I
oh,
cannot.
I laughed. I laughed so bad. I mean, I laughed so much over
I
the
did
last
too.
video.
I cannot wait. Did you?
I
I
can't.
send these things to my mom, and she immediately texts me back. Did you guys mean for it to sound like that with the song?
As bad as it did, yes. Yes, we meant every single moment of it.
Yes,
Yes.
we did. That was funny. Well, so
Mhm.
at last we left our pirates. Excuse me. They'd raided a ship and stole the king's royal gold, in which now the
But
royal gold has been stolen from them. And so now they're trying to get it back. Meantime, they have switched. What do you call them? They have switched Kid and what is it, Gage?
oh, the cabin boys.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they switched. So now Gage is with the other crew, and then Kid is what they call him. That's his name.
Wait,
I think you might be ahead of us, my friend.
you are ahead of us, Danny.
I
I
was
think
gonna
yeah, because
say,
we're going into chapter 5, which is where we had just discovered that the
In
slippery sea
which,
monster
yeah,
was
page
yes,
stealing
51.
the pirate's treasure because it stole two different ships, and so we're now
last
going into
we
chapter
left
5.
off, we were accused of stealing from another pirate ship, and
Yes, we
they,
actually we left off on chapter 5,
yes,
page 51. So,
yes.
okie dokie then. Well, my bad. But there are some twists and turns in this story, and this is going to it may or may not surprise you. It certainly surprised me, so
Well, yeah, switching cabin boys would definitely surprise me. So thanks for that spoiler, but that's
I
okay.
know, right? Well, dang, man.
Why even
Okay.
bother reading?
Well,
Man,
good.
okay. I thought that
What happens
y'all
next?
y'all it's the
It's the heat. It's the heat.
yes, it
The
is the
heat.
heat.
It's
Yeah, by
hot.
the That's right.
I'm
Tammy,
delirious and I got
yeah,
sinuses going all on my ear, nose, and throat. But
yeah.
get
By
that
the way,
out the way
Tammy,
before we start.
spoilers, would it kill you? Darth Vader's Luke Skywalker's father.
Okay, now that what you know what we'll get into that later. Okay. Okay, so chapter 5, and we're at page 51. And my question is, who wants to go first?
Ew.
You're number 2? You
I'm
said 1.
number one. Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. All right, so Melanie's 1, who's 2?
Bring it.
Yay. All right. How about 3? Let me see. I'm gonna put y'all in order here. I'll go third. Now who's 4th? We can't
Just
hear you, Bob. You're muted.
I- I'll go fourth.
Okay, so everybody's in order then.
Yep,
How
and
about
then I'll be
that?
fifth. All right.
All right, then. So, starting on page 51, chapter 5, number 1, whenever you are ready, hit it.
Right. Chapter 5, in which Kid the cabin boy comes up with a most excellent plan to follow monsters to its underwater lair. When Lexi had finished reading the poem, he looked up and said, "It does fit with what happened to us." "Hold on," said Gage. "If it was this monster that took our treasure, then Mainspring was wrongly convicted." The steampunk pirates gasped
Okay.
in disbelief. But Pendle sighed. Of course he was, she said. The trial was about as fair as Inky Beard's black beard. But a sea monster that steals gold? It's ridiculous. And why would it cut such round holes? Sea monster! Lexi's word wheel clicked into action. A mythical creature said to dwell in the ocean, often the source of fear and superstition amongst sailors. Captain Clockhart stroked his spring beard thoughtfully. I say, we hunt down this creature and give him a taste of the sharp end of a cutlass. Kid jumped up and grabbed a boom and hoisted himself up onto it. Fellow pirates, I have a cunning scheme to suggest. He scampered up the rigging of the leaky battery and took hold of a rope hanging from
the crow's nest. Then he swung round the mast and landed with 1 foot on each ship. Once again, his acrobatic display drew astonishment, oohs, and ahs from pirates on both ships. We know that the slippery sea monster hunts in these waters, said Kid, so we'll need bait to coax it out. Don't worry, Nell. He don't mean you. Inkybeard threw a tankard of water over the octopus, then turned.
Watch it, sucker.
You don't mean her, do you? he means treasure, said Pendle. Ain't both ships cleared out of treasure? Well, ain't both ships cleared out of treasure? Asked Captain Clockhart. Okay.
Yes, said Kid, but if Inkybeard loots another merchant ship, then takes his ill-gotten booty to rotten Apple Harbor, we'll have the perfect thing to lure this monster out. Looting and luring is all very well, so long as it's followed by a bit of blasting and sinking, said Captain Lockhart. No, said Kid, we must allow the monster to steal the treasure. What, said Inkybeard? Rob us a second time. Why? Because we need to locate the monster's lair and retrieve our gold. The leaky battery will be waiting nearby to watch the monster get the treasure. According to that rhyme, it'll leave a trail of bubbles, which will lead us all the way back to its lair. But what if the rhyme isn't accurate?
Okay.
And what
if Lexi was cut off by a sharp bash to the head from Captain Clockhart that instantly shut him down? Now is no time for what ifs, Captain Clockhart said. This monster took our treasure. Now we're going to take it back. This plan B to my liking, Master Kid. Lexi is right. This is a bad idea, said Pendle. Repeated Twitter. But you said that about leaving Mainspring on an island, said Captain Clockhart dismissively. Yes, and I was wrong about that too. He's innocent, protested Pendle. Should be getting our first mate back rather than working with this kid who we don't even know.
Okay.
Oh, Pendle, lad. I know you're jealous of this cabin boy. Pendle's jealous, squawked Twitter. Pendle's jealous. No, I'm not, Pendle replied. There's no need to be jealous. Kid jumped down between the ships, grabbing the end of the leaky battery's plank, and flipped himself back again. He landed next to Pendle. Yourself, I'm just an so-humble cabin boy. Ha! I like the cut of Master Kid's jib, said Captain Clockhart. This is all very well, said Inkybeard. But if we end up with a fresh hole in our hull while you bunch of bashed-up buccaneers go after the monster, what's to stop you running off with all the treasure?
Okay.
My word, said Captain Clockhart, offering his hand. And our honor, added Gage. Inkybeard don't hold much weight in the words and honor of pirates, said Inkybeard. He wants a guarantee you'll come back. What kind of guarantee? Asked Gage. I know. We'll take your cabin boy, replied Inkybeard. We knows how valuable Pendle is to you. He mends your broken bits, oils your joints, and maintains that engine of yours. We'll keep him till you return with our half of the treasure. All right, said Captain Clockhart, so long as we get our lad back. And since there is no need for 2 cabin boys on one ship, said Kidd, I will sail.
Okay, with the Steampunk Pirates. I'd be honored to add the Leaky Battery to the list of great pirate ships upon which I have served. Then we have a deal, said Captain Clockhart. But Captain, began Pendle. Don't worry, lad. It won't be for long, Captain Clockhart said. Kidd winked at Pendle. Please allow me to show you around your new ship. Don't worry, this crew may look like a brand of ruthless rogues, but they serve their purpose. I would get on the wrong side of them, though. I wouldn't get on the wrong side of them, though. Let me see here. If I were you. Pendle looked into Kidd's sparkling brown eyes. I'll find my own way, she said. Besides, I'll be back on my own ship soon enough. Okay.
There was a whirring sound as Lexi came back to life. I say, what's going on? We're swapping cabin boys. They're going after the monster to get back our treasure, said Gage. Oh dear, said Lexi. Is that entirely wise? Piracy ain't about wisdom. It's about boldness, braveness, and bashing people in the head, said Captain Clockhart. Now let's go monster hunting.
The author apologizes for this second interruption, but he wonders if you might be interested in catching up with First Mate Mainspring as he gets into an argument with a tree. Marooned on a tiny desert island with only a palm tree for company, Mainspring was alone for the first time in his life. To help cope with this new experience, he had taken to talking to the island's only other occupant, the tree. Now, Mr. Tree, he said, we need to work out how to turn my key.
You prevent me from winding down. Mr. Tree didn't respond, but Mainstream nodded as though he was listening intently. What's that you say? I could ask a passing bird. There are 2 problems with that, Mr. Tree. Talk. Firstly, I haven't seen a passing bird. Secondly, birds cannot speak. Again, Mainstream paid close attention to the tree's silent reply. Tick. What's that? You can't speak either. Why, Mr. Tree, you're too modest. You are the most gifted speaker. Now, be a good fellow and wind me up, would you? Mainspring turned around and tried to wedge his key into the trunk. The tree shook and a coconut fell on his head.
Okay.
Click. Now, Mr. Tree, said Mainspring, there's no need for that. Duck. Let's try again. He made a second attempt to wedge his key, but a second coconut landed on his head.
Ouch!
Look, if that's your attitude, Mainspring wedged his finger furiously at the tree. Dick, you and I are not going to get on. Not at all. He grabbed the trunk and shook it violently. Mark.
Ouch!
Okay. 3 more coconuts dropped down. Mainstream's head was becoming increasingly dented. Click. You think you're so great with your big leaves. Tick. Well, I've got something to tell you. Talk. You're just a stupid old palm tree on a stupid old island. Mainstream stormed off, but the island was so small that it wasn't long before he was back in his original spot. Quick, I think it's time for a change around here. Tick. I've been talking to the sand and rocks and the rock, and we've decided that you've been ruling this island for too long, Mr. Tree. Talk, this be mutiny. Mutiny, I say. I'm in charge now, do you hear me? Me, I'm in charge now. First Light Mainstream drove his cutlass into the tree bar. Ha! He cried victoriously. Okay.
The tree made no response. Mainspring tried to retrieve his blade, but it was stuck. If that's how you want to play it, Mainspring placed the foot on the trunk and yanked. He pulled with all his weight, and finally the cutlass came free. The tree rocked back, causing the final coconut to drop on his head, landing with a dunk.
The author apologizes for the extreme silliness of this interruption and suggests you get back to the story in hand. Chapter 6, in which Kid, the cabin boy, makes a good impression on the steampunk pirates. The leaky battery dropped anchor just along the coast from Rotten Apple Harbor and waited for Inkybeard's ship to arrive. The sails rolled up and the engine turned off. The steampunk pirates occupied themselves in other ways. Some cleaned the ship or rowed to shore to collect fresh wood.
Okay.
Up in the crow's nest, Blower played a tin whistle. Gage sat on the port side of the ship, whittling a piece of wood with a sharp knife attached. Kid proved to be extremely popular with the crew. When he wasn't swinging from rope to rope in a spectacular display of acrobatics, he was making himself useful. He oiled joints that needed oiling, hammered out dents, and listened to the pirates' grumbles. "Good morning, Patty," said Kid cheerfully. "What can I help you with today?" "Top of the morning to you, young man," replied Tin Pot Patty. "I need a little assistance with my elbow. It squeaks when I do this." He waved his arm in the air
Okay.
To prove his point. "I see," said Kid. "And do you need to do that?" "What do you mean? Is there any need for you to wave your arm like that?" Tin Pot Patty considered this question for a moment. "There's not, now that you mention it." "Then I have fixed your arm, even though I am but ever so humble cabin boy," Kid bellowed. "Excellent work, Master Kid." Captain Clockhart putted him on the back and sent him staggering across the deck. "Lad, you're a breath of fresh air around here," said Gage, sending a burst of stinking steam from his wear.
Okay. Kid wafted away the smelly gas. Whew. Talking of fresh air, I think I might go for a swim if that's all right with you, he said. "We have a perfectly good rowing boat if you wish to go ashore," said Captain Clockhart. "I'm not going ashore. I swim for fun. It's relaxing." "Not for us, it wouldn't be, laddie. I'd sink like a stone as soon as I hit the surface," said Gage. Okay.
Mr. Richmond Swift, our creator, did not have a seafaring life in mind for us, said Lexi. "Then why did he make you?" Kid asked. "We were designed as servants for the king," said Lexi. "Aye, but we ran away," added Gage. "I'll bet he didn't like that one little bit," said Kid. 4,000 little bits, actually. Captain Clockhart strode over to the main mast, which had the latest wanted poster nailed to it. He tore it off and handed it to Kid. Kid whistled, clearly impressed. A 4,000-pound reward? That's a lot of money. Captain Clockhart smiled proudly. "Aye, and we're worth every penny. Now, if you're going for a
Okay.
swim,
You'd better get on with it. That old rascal Inkybeard will be back soon, and then it'll be time to chase this monster." "Aye, aye, Captain." Kid jumped up onto the barrel and stood on his tiptoes. As he dived, he performed a fancy midair somersault for the amusement of the crew, who applauded, cheered, and sang along to Blower's tune.
Okay, think Gilligan's Island for the song. Here we go.
Okay.
We are the
We are
Steampunk
the
Five.
Steampunk
It's
Five.
despair.
Despair.
A monster
A
took
monster
our
took our
treasure to
treasure
its
to its
underwater
Underwater
lair.
lair.
It's
It's
got
got
a
a
plan.
plan
Got a
to
plan to
find it.
find
Take
it
the
and
gold
take the
where's
gold
there.
where's there.
Captain Boy and
Captain
Iron Boy is
Boy
quick and
and
Boy
smart
Iron
and fair. And
Boy
there he's
is
quick
is
and
quick
fair.
and
smart and fair.
smart and fair and
Oh
fair.
yeah.
He's quick and smart and fair.
Fair.
Some of us have seen Gilligan's Island, and some of us have not.
Oh, clearly you like.
Oh, oh my God.
I put my
No,
very
or
best
Oh my
John Weldon
goodness,
back.
you guys, do you not remember how Gilligan's Island
Of
goes?
course I do. Just sit right back and you'll hear
Back in the head
a
of
tale
the
of a faithful ship.
Hey, y'all want to?
Right. We don't get struck. We don't
Okay,
want to get struck.
so tell you what I'm going to do is with this, we're going to do it again. Y'all want to do it again?
Sure.
Was it not perfect?
No.
Right back and
That
you'll
was
hear
perfect. So that's why we're doing it again.
All right, sure. Here we go.
All right,
One
here
more
we
time.
go. All right, now here we go. Ready? We are the Steampunk Fire. Despair. A monster took our treasure to its underwater lair. It's got a plan to find it and take the gold what's there. This cabin boy and Orange boy is quick and smart and fair. And there he's quick and smart and
Quick and
fair.
smart and fair. He's quick and smart and fair.
Better. Better. Love it.
Slightly better.
Just too funny. Okay, I don't even remember who's next.
I give it a 65, but I
Melody.
can't dance. to
It's me. It's me. I get to go into chapter 7 after that lovely rendition of the
Oh,
Blower's Tune
that
by
is so
the Steampunk Pirates.
funny.
Get it next on Spotify.
There you go. Okay. We're going to be a hit. You hear me?
Yes.
I want a nickel every time somebody plays it.
You better know it. I want a dime. I want a
100%.
quarter.
1,000%. All right. Chapter 7, in which Pendle overhears Inkbeard's crew plotting and gets up close to a pair of rather revolting feet. Pendle hadn't spotted a single friendly face among Inkbeard's crew since she boarded. They were an ugly bunch of charmless thugs who mostly spoke in low, grunting voices. When she tried to listen in on what they were talking about, they fell silent and stared at her until she walked away.
Since
Okay.
the pirates didn't introduce themselves, Pendle invented her own names for them, such as Scarface, Broken Nose, and Stinky Breath. When the pirate in the crow's nest spotted a merchant ship, it was Stinky Breath who led the attack.
Steer towards that ship.
The battle was brief and brutal, and by the time they were finished, the merchant ship was in a terrible state, with its sails torn, masts snapped in half, and its crew splashing about in the water. As soon as the looted goods were secure in the hold, the navigator plotted a course for Rotten Apple Harbor, just as they had planned. Pendle spent most of her time tucked away in the corner of the sleeping quarters, fiddling with her latest clockwork invention, which looked like a small silver egg.
Okay. She used a pair of tweezers to make a couple of adjustments, then split the egg in two. Listening to every tick and click as a doctor might listen to a patient's heartbeat. She placed one half of the egg on her hammock and walked to the far end of the dorm with the other. As she moved further away, the ticking slowed down and an arrow on top twizzled around. It works, she whispered. It actually works. Hearing approaching voices, Pendle grabbed the other half of the egg and took cover under a nearby hammock. Two pairs of feet entered, one with huge purple bunions, the other with extremely hairy toes. Okay.
Impatient readers keen to know what this device does can turn to page 90, but be warned, if you do so, you will miss some very exciting stuff on pages 81 through 86.
What's that ticking sound? Said Bunions. Pendle connected the two halves of the egg and the ticking stopped. I can't hear no ticking, replied Hairy Toes, who So are we going to take control of the ship yet? Soon enough, said Bunions. Soon enough. Hairy Toes sat on the hammock above Pendle. Let's do it now.
Okay.
No, not yet.
We're supposed to wait until we reach rival Apple Harbor. Hairy Toes reached down and scratched his right foot, sending flaky bits of skin fluttering to the floor.
Ew.
It's part of the plan, said Bunions. Whose plan? It's not my plan. Hairy Toes scratched his left foot. Several small insects scuttled out and disappeared into the cracks in the floorboards. It's Master Kid's plan. He said Inkybeard will set fire to the ship as soon as he hears the word mutiny. That's why we'll be feeding him to the monster before he gets a chance. Oh, yeah, right. Hairy Toes chuckled. Good one. He picked out a lump of dried
Okay.
meat from between his toes. You know, that's disgusting, don't you? Asked Bunions. It's only a bit of breakfast from this morning, said Hairy Toes. Whoops. The piece of meat slipped through his fat fingers and landed on the ground. You're not still going to eat that, are you? Waste not, want not. Hairy Toes reached to pick it up, but his fingers connected with Pendle. He closed his hand around Pendle's fist. What are you doing there, then? He dragged her out from under the hammock. Been spying, have you? Said Bunions. About to run off and tell Inkybeard what you heard, were you? No.
Okay.
Let's see how much spying you can do from the inside of a barrel. Pendle struggled, punched and kicked.
Let me go!
But the men were much stronger than her. She didn't stand a chance.
Okay. Chapter 8, in which Pendle and Inkybeard come face to tentacle with the slippery sea monster. Pendle's cries for help heard or ignored, and finally she gave up trying and sat in the barrel waiting for something to happen. Eventually, she heard the rattle of the anchor being lowered, the shouts of the angry crew, and the protest of Inkybeard as he was thrown into the cabin with her. Okay.
Now this ain't right, is it, my love? Inkybeard pounded on the door with his fist. My own crew turning mutinous, after all we've done for them. Oh well, time to warm ourselves up with a nice little fire, wouldn't you say, no? Inkybeard, Pendle banged on the barrel. Who's that? Said Inkybeard. Who's in there? It's me, Pendle. I'm in the barrel. Taking a kip in the barrel, eh? Lovely. Old Inkybeard spent many a pleasant afternoon snoozing in the barrel. I didn't climb in here on purpose. Oh, in that case, you'll need a hand. Inkybeard pressed up the lid and Pendle climbed out. In the center of the cabin, she saw a large wooden chest.
Okay.
Thank you, she said.
Thank you, she said. Your pleasure. Now, where did old Inkybeard put that match? He patted down his pockets. Inkybeard, look where we are. That's the treasure we stole for bait. They're going to feed us to the monster. Nonsense. This crew may be a vile bunch of villainous vipers, but... Hold on. What's that noise? The octopus tightened its grip on his head as they heard what sounded like wood being cut. Easy now, Nell, said Inkybeard. They looked over to where the noise was coming from and saw a circle appearing. A small spinning blade was cutting the wood.
Okay.
The slippery sea monster come to take the treasure. Inkybeard ran to the door and rattled the handle. He yelled desperately. But the crew was noisily celebrating a successful mutiny and couldn't hear him. Pendle was unable to tear her eyes away from the hole being cut in the side of the ship as she watched a circle of wood the size of a tabletop dropped out. Through the hole in the ship, she could see that the splitting blade blade was attached to a long, silvery tentacle that glistened in the sunlight. A second tentacle entered the cabin. This one did not have a spinning blade, but was feeling its way around the side of the room, almost as though it was trying to find something.
Okay.
While Inky Beard continued to pound his fists on the door, Pendle walked calmly over to the hole and looked down at the ocean. Bubbles rose, but the rest of the monster was hidden beneath the waves. This creature with the
This creature will devour us all! Exclaimed Inky Beard. Inky Beard, stop panicking! There's more to this than meets the eye. Pendle said, noticing her own reflection in one of the monster's scales. She quickly grabbed a candlestick from the stolen treasure and used it to tap the tentacle. How interesting, she said. I think it's made of metal. Pendle turned round and looked on in horror as the second tentacle grabbed Inky Beard's boot. Get off me! Get off me, he protested as the tentacle wrapped itself around his leg. Inky Beard whacked it with his cutlass. But the creature tugged and dragged him off his feet. Okay.
No, if this is your mother again. Inky Beard clawed at the floorboards as the tentacle dragged him along the cabin floor and out through the hole, suspending him upside down over the ocean. Below him, the water swirled and foamed. No, save yourself. It looks like this will be the end of the road for old Inky Beard. We can only hope we're remembered, perhaps in a song, a poem, or as a beloved character in an exciting children's book. Never know. Whether or not the octopus understood, Nell didn't do as she was told. She clung up onto Inky Beard's head.
Okay.
The
sea monster's creating a whirlpool, said Pendle. Inky Beard, don't panic. It's going to drag you straight down. I think you'll be all right. Being sucked into a monster's mouth don't sound all right to old Inky Beard. Here, catch this. Pendle pulled out the clockwork egg device, snapped it in two, and threw one half to Inky Beard. He grabbed hold of it. What is it? It will help us locate you. We fail to see what use that'll be if we've been eaten by a sea monster. Whatever is about to eat you, it's no monster. No monster? Then what is it? Before Pendle could answer, the tentacle released Inky Beard, dropping him onto
The whirlpool. Inky Beard vanished from sight in an instant, followed by the tentacles. Pendle stared down at the bubbles coming up from the submerged monster. Time for a spot of monster hunting, then, said a gruff voice, and the shadows fell over Pendle. She looked up through the hole in the side of Inky Beard's ship and saw Captain Clockhart standing on the deck of the leaky battery.
Okay.
Chapter 9, in which the steampunk pirates are confused by Pendle's suggestion that the monster may not actually be a monster after all. Gage fired a grappling hook at the hole of the side of Inky Beard's ship so that Pendle could climb across. Inky Beard's mutinous crew threw sponges, buckets, and mop handles, trying to knock her off the rope. But she moved quickly and was soon safely back on the leaky battery.
Okay. They've taken our cabin boy, yelled Scarface. Who cares, said Broken Nose. We've still got our treasure. I say we capture the steampunk pirates and collect that reward, shouted Stinky Breath. Ah, you'll have to catch us first, replied Gage. And that might be a problem with a hole in your hull. Gage steered the steampunk, the leaky battery, away, leaving the other ship stranded until the repairs were done. Welcome back, Pendle, said Captain Clockhart. Poor old Inky Beard, eh? Eaten by a sea monster. That was no sea monster, said Pendle. Not a monster, said Gage. But it's got tentacles. And didn't you see the bubbles? Okay.
It was making What more proof do you want? The tentacle that grabbed Inky Beard was made of metal, and the bubbles are more likely produced by an underwater ship, probably using some kind of steam-powered propeller system. An underwater ship? Lexi's word wheel turned and clicked. I can find no record of anything of the sort. Maybe young Master Kid has heard of one, said Gage. Yes, where is he? Asked Pendle. I've got a feeling he's more involved in this than he's letting on. He told the crew to feed Inky Beard to the monster. I've not seen him
I've not
since we
seen him
went
since
for.
he went for that swim, said Lexi. Light blower. We've lost the monster's trail. It's too fast for us. Oh, well, said Lexi. That's that then. Steampunk pirates don't give up so easily, said Captain Clockhart. Exactly, said Pendle. She pulled out the other half of the silver egg. Said Twitter. It's not a real egg, said Pendle. Then what is it, lad? Asked Captain Clockhart. This is a long-range magnetic tracking device that will help us catch whatever or whoever took Inky Beard.
Okay.
Impatient readers who just turned to this page are advised to go back and continue reading the story from where you left off.
Captain Clockhart inspected it and held it up to his ear. It's ticking. Yes, Inky Beard has the other half. The closer it gets, the louder it ticks. And that compass there shows us the direction we need to travel. Captain Clockhart nodded thoughtfully. I see. Yes. So how does it work? I just told you. Don't worry, I understand, said Lexi. Now the monster has Inky Beard. We can use this device to follow them, even when they're out of sight. Exactly, said Pendle. Except it's not a monster.
Okay.
Hold on. Captain Clockhart scratched his head. You're saying that the monster is not a monster and this egg is not an egg. That's right, Pendle, said Pendle. And I strongly suspect that Kid, the cabin boy, is not a cabin boy. So am I still me? Asked Captain Clockhart. Of course. That's a relief. What about the lair? Asked Gage. Is that real? All the treasure must be stashed somewhere, said Pendle. So you mean we can still get our loot back? Asked Captain Clockhart. Ah, then I say we let this egg that's not an egg to follow this monster that's not a monster.
Okay. To find the cabin boy who's not a cabin boy and get the gold, which had better be gold, or it'll have to answer to me, or it'll have me to answer to. Okay.
Chapter 10, in which we learn the truth about Kid the Cabin Boy and the slippery sea monster. The inside of the monster was not as Inky Beard had imagined. There were dials, buttons, and levers. There were leather seats and portholes around a dome-like cockpit. Kid was sitting back with his feet up on the control panel. Gas lamps hung in front of two round windows with tinted red glass.
Okay.
The dread.
The dread Captain Inky Beard. How kind of you to drop in, Kid said with a smile. Easy now, Nell. Inky Beard patted his octopus. It's not the end of our story yet. Your end will come soon enough, said Kid. But what are you doing here, Master Kid? What is the meaning of this? Where are we?
Okay.
Chuckle. We are presently 4 leagues down and traveling deeper at a rate of 5 knots. This is a steam-powered, pressurized underwater vessel with the appearance of a steam monster on the outside, but all the comforts of a ship on the inside. It's quite a prank, wouldn't you agree? To think all those pirate ships robbed by me, the ever so humble Captain Kidd. We're having trouble following you, ain't we, girl? Inkbeard looked up at Nell. She moved her tentacles in what looked like a shrug. I can see that you would like a lengthy explanation, and indeed, mine is a story filled with much drama and many twists. Please, have a seat. Inkybeard sat down in front of a porthole.
Okay.
And noticed a huge shark swimming alongside the craft. Worry not, said Kid. The glass makes everything outside seem bigger. It's an illusion, just like the slippery sea monster itself. I'm good at stories, you see. I shall tell you mine. It begins like this. My name is Charles Kidd. I was born into wealth and sent to the finest school in England, where I proved to be a first-rate student. I would probably have become a great prime minister, a renowned scientist, or an esteemed author. Tragically, though, tragedy struck. My father was traveling from America to England, carrying with him his entire fortune when the ship was attacked by pirates, then robbed me of my father and my family fortune.
Okay. Pirates, sighed Inkybeard. What can you do? I was forced to leave school and take a job on a merchant ship, but that too was attacked. Pirates again? Said Inkybeard with a knowing nod. Yes, it was then that I realized the only way to recover my father's fortune and to succeed in this world would be to become a pirate myself. Except I would do things differently. I would steal from the innocent and the honest. I wouldn't steal from the innocent and the honest. I would take only from pirates. A pirate who steals from pirates? We knew we liked your style, didn't we, Nell? The octopus on Inkybeard's head blinked. I won't bore you with the details of how I... Okay.
No, I made such an impressive underwater craft, continued Kid. But why did you become a cabin boy if you have such a ship? Inkybeard asked. All this time that I've been robbing ships, I have been scouring the oceans for the villain who sunk my father's ship and took my fortune. Inkybeard adjusted one of Nell's tentacles nervously. How are you getting on with that then? It took me many months to piece together the facts, but I eventually learned that the raid on my father's ship was the first appearance of a pirate with an inky black beard and a sea creature on his head. Now, tell me, do you know anyone who fits that description?
Okay.
Ah, I see, said Inkybeard. And may I ask why you've been hunting this pirate? Revenge, of course, replied Kid with a winning smile. Revenge. The author apologizes for this interruption, but he is worried that you may have forgotten about first mate Mainspring.
I love this author.
The Steampunk pirates were in pursuit of the sea monster, but first mate Mainspring had finally achieved his personal ambition of becoming captain of something. Unfortunately for him, he was captain of a small island with nothing more than a tree, a rock, and some sand, and a number of fallen coconuts.
Okay.
None of those inhabitants was able to help Mainspring wind up his key. He was hot, and his clockwork was running extremely low. As a consequence, his mind was playing tricks on him. Now, Mr. Tree, this is not going to work out. If I'm the only one putting any effort in, you're too lazy. That's your problem. What did you expect? He is a tree. But a fallen coconut. You keep out of this, Mr. Coconut. How dare you, Mr. Indeed. I'm Mrs. Coconut.
Okay, Coconut. Mr. Coconut is my husband. He's over there talking to Father Rock. Tick. Stop talking. Talk. You're not real. Not real, explained the coconut. Who are you to turn up here and start saying who is and isn't real? Click. Well, you're not, are you? Tick. I'm imagining you. Ta. You're in my head. Who's to say you're not in my mind? Click. Don't be silly. You're the one talking to a coconut. Tick. You don't exist. So you come here and suddenly we exist? But if you weren't around, then we probably wouldn't even make a sound when we hit the ground. Okay.
Talk? What? Well, Mr. The only one who exists, I've been doing some calculations, said the coconut pointedly. Mindspring wondered what kind of calculations a coconut was capable of doing. I've worked out that you will be completely wound down within the hour. Click within the hour? That's right. The coconut looked about as smug as a coconut is capable of looking. Then you'll just be a lifeless lump of metal on a deserted island. This is all your fault. Always mutinying and arguing. You even tried to mutiny against Mr. Tree here, and he's just a tree. That was a bit rude, said the tree. Mainspring turned to look at the tree.
Okay.
Tick, you mean you can talk too? He said. Of course not. I'm a tree, said the tree. Mainspring knew he was imagining voices, but that didn't make the coconut's words any less true. Whether or not he was accused falsely, there was no doubt that he had brought this upon himself with his greed and ambition. As this fact sunk in, a single droplet of oil fell from Mr. Mainspring's eye. "You're crying? Critic," said the coconut. "What would your grandfather clock say if he could see you now?" "He would say that there is still time and there is still hope," replied Mainspring. Mainspring was struggling to tell what was
Okay.
real. So he had no idea if the tree really did make a ticking sound, then tip all the way over so that its leaves dipped into the ocean, revealing a large hole in the ground. A jet of water shot from the hole, creating a brief rainbow as it showered down into the ocean.
Okay.
Mainspring gazed at the beautiful vision in wonder, and he lost his balance and tumbled into the hole. A few moments later, the tree sprang back into place, sealing the hole and leaving Mainspring down in the bottom of the shaft, badly dented and almost completely wound down.
Unfortunately, we'll never know if Mainspring made a sound as he crashed to the bottom of the shaft, since there was no one there to hear. Now, let's get on with the story.
Okay, we're gonna stop right there.
All right. Yay.
All right. So now we found out Kid.
I didn't like that kid from the moment we met him, and I knew
Right.
we didn't need to like him. But
Yeah.
when he said he was going for a swim, I knew. That was when I knew.
I didn't even
Well,
figure that out.
I like Kid. He's a pirate
I
who
love the
hunts from
Robin
other
Hood
pirates.
aspect of him. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So that's kind of cool. And then I also like his acrobatic side. So
Yeah.
I kind of like Kid if he's robbing from the bad guys. But then
Yes.
again, in this
Okay.
case, the pirates symbolize freedom. So I'm torn. I'm torn.
Oh, but there's more.
Okay.
Yeah, there's more.
What are you, Ron Popeil?
I don't know. For me, it depends on how his father got rich. What did his father get rich doing?
Right. Good point. Very good point.
I still feel like the story needs a hero, somebody to root for, and I'm going after Pendle.
100%
I agree.
Pendle. Pendle,
100%.
she is
I
the
agree.
queen of the story. She's the queen of the story.
Yes, she
Yeah.
is.
Yes. Yes, she
Waiting
is.
for her to come in and save the day, in theory.